I seek Allah's justice blessings upon his courageous companions till the day of accounting. Thereafter, I extend the best courtesy by saying, may Allah's peace and blessings abide with us. Good evening and welcome to Family Ta'alim tonight. We thank Allah for bringing us together again tonight. We appreciate the gift of life, the gift of faith, security, peace of mind, good health, and happiness. All of these combined to make tonight's program a success. And we ask Allah to accept our gratitude and increase His favors in these and other regards in our life. As you can hear, it is Eid. It is Eid al-Adha night, and the family is plenty here. Pardon the noise that will not but filter into what we are doing. I'm happy that Arafat is on this program tonight, the night of Eid, the day of which was Arafat. May Allah preserve you on Khairat. It was Arafat today, and tomorrow, inshallah, we are going to have Eid al-Adha. We have discussed the relationship between the family of Ibrahim, the crisis that he managed, and the consequences that also produce everything that is about Islam, especially Hajj, which was concluded, which was done rather today. That's Hajj. Arafah is Hajj. Hajj is Arafah. And whoever was on Arafah today as an Hajj has performed Hajj, has become Al-Hajj. We ask Allah to accept it as an act of order from the Ujjaj and to bring them back home safely, to forgive all their sins, to overlook all their faults, to pardon all their mistakes, to make them and us inmates of Al-Jannah and admit them and us into Al-Jannah. Tonight we want to briefly look at Arafah again. We want at Hajj. I want to look at the Eid that is due tomorrow morning, inshallah ta'ala, and see the inevitability of the family in the success of man. We do know that today the Illuminati have decided that they were going to ruin the family because they are agents of Shaitan. Shaitan knows that once you are a success in your family, you are a success in your world. Once you fail in the family, you fail. Your world crashes and crumbles. That is why three things are usually pertinent to observe in our real world. Number one, the success of every human being depends on the success by which his or her family handled him or her. If he or she is lucky to come from a well-knit family, well-managed family, his success is usually inevitable, given. You can safely say that whoever comes from a family that is well governed and built on Tawheed, that person is sure to succeed. However, Family may not be built on Tawheed and still have material success. Family may be built on Tawheed and still fail spiritually and materially. This is why. If it is the family of a great man or a great woman, their success is always impaired because the greatness of a man is usually terminated by his children. There is hardly any great man whose children are as great as they are. And great men are not usually great family men. There are exceptions. Just that there are exceptions where a father is great and the son is great. Like our father, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, all of us, his children, are great, whether we are Muslims, Christians, or Jews. However, unlike Adam, he has less bad children. He has less bad children. Most people that are bad in the world are neither Christians nor Muslims, nor even Jews. In terms of dedication to the path of Ibrahim, whoever follows the path of the father will never go astray. If he's a dedicated Jew, he won't be an evil person. If he's a dedicated Christian, he's not likely to be an evil person. If he's a dedicated Muslim, he's not likely to be an evil person. But look at it in terms of what is ordinarily expected. Ibrahim did not present a picture of a materially successful person in terms of expectation. Ibrahim ﷺ suffered infertility and had one child. And the result of this one child was the relocation of mother and child rather, Hajara and Ismail to Mecca. Although it was a painful decision, this also led to Sa'i, like we have said before. It led to the reconstruction of the Kaaba. It led to the establishment of Mecca because travelers used to just go through. But one day they were coming and they saw birds hovering around a particular place. And they knew that there was no river in Mecca. But birds do not hover if there is no river. So they followed the lead and found Zamzam, and beside it, Hajara. So they sought permission to leave it, and Mecca was established. Of course, it was a crisis that led to the establishment of Mecca. It was this crisis that also led to other things. The sacrifice that we do tomorrow, inshallah, was a commemoration of the readiness, the submission, the sincerity of Ibrahim, which produced submission, sincerity of Ismail and the mother that we judge will commemorate from tomorrow when they reach they will stone the Jamrat. And then we will, at home, join them in Mecca to sacrifice our animals. He was to sacrifice Ismail, and he was ready. If he was not ready, if he wasn't sincere, if he was not submissive, Allah will have tested him to the end by making him still sacrifice his son. And that will have been the monastic, that will have been the tradition, the right. Every male Muslim will have had to sacrifice his male child on Eid day. But our father Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam saved us. That was greatness. Greatness is in sacrificing for others. So Ibrahim was great. Ismail was great. Isaac was great. Yaqub was great. Indeed, Yaqub now produced the Bani Israel. And of course, the Bani Israel are great. The Arabs are great, the children of Ismail. And the Jews who produced the Christians, the followers of Jesus, alayhi salatu wasalam, are also great. But it was not what was expected. It was expected that to have many children, which he eventually had, but not direct. He had only 2 and 1 grandchild. So, following the model of Ibrahim, sometimes it is going to be infertility, and I can explain that. Wallahu alam. If Ibrahim was not a great person loved by Allah and to be preserved as model for others, he will have had children when he was younger. And these children will have naturally included Isaac and Yaqub. And these children will naturally have included the 12 children of Yaqub, who attempted to kill one of their own brothers, Yusuf, alayhi salatu wasalam. Yaqub cried over this matter and got blind. What would have happened to Ibrahim if it had happened in his presence? So Allah delayed. Allah knew that he was going to live very long, so Allah delayed. And the delay saved him from the embarrassment of seeing his grandchildren and great-grandchildren behaving the way they behaved. So delay is not denial, and whatever happens to a great man is not absolutely wrong. They suffer. So when we grow in the family and we want greatness, we should also be ready to sacrifice. There is no greatness without sacrifice, because there is no success without successors. Anybody that wants to have successors and wants to be a reference point, he should first delay his own greatness. Delay his own successes. Push his children, mentees, and others in his front, and take the rear to look at them, to train them, to groom them, and to mentor them to success before he now relaxes. He will also pursue success, but then his success may not be as great as the success of the people before him, and that is greatness. And people in front of him, the people behind him, that is real greatness. This is what Ibrahim was asking for. So when he was asked to pray, he prayed for all his children to become imams. And Allah said, no, my covenant does not extend to wrongdoing folks among your progeny, among your children. So it is as simple as that. The next point is that is either there is delay or there won't be so many children. It was expected I would have many, but he didn't. So he was delayed, he had only a few. But let's look at those who had many. Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam was a great king, son of a great king, Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam. Dawood could have had many children, but he died at 60 or 100. And we were told that Sulaiman, who eventually had no child, but who was as great as his father. He had many wives, he had money, he had men, he had jinns, he had birds, he had wind, he had powerful host. He was the most powerful human being on earth, but he had no child. So one day, he thought of it and then decided that he was going to meet. When he does that, he was going to have many children. But he was able to meet with all his wives. Scholars said 100 of them, but only one could achieve pregnancy. And when she was delivered of the baby, it was a jasad, just a body. It wasn't a completely formed human being. So this is the price of greatness. He wasn't able to make it. Look at Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam, the first messenger of Allah. His son was a disaster. His wife was a disaster. The great prophet of Allah, like Lut alayhi salatu wasalam, Allah says about the two of them that their wives were tata abdain min ibadina salihin. They were under two of our servants who were servants out of our servants. They were salihin. They were righteous, but their wives were disaster. And Noah's son was a disaster. So these were very great prophets and messengers of Allah, but their greatness, their piety did not rub on their wives, and the piety of Noah did not rub on his son. This is a disaster. It can happen. If it happened to Noah, it can happen to you, it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. So there's nowhere where a great man is completely happy about his family. Of course, other families should be given to him, like Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. Even if he wasn't completely happy about Isaac and Yaqub, he was completely happy about the descendants that Allah promised him. You and I, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and all the good sons and daughters of Islam. Although he is not around to know, he was not around also to see all these people. It is not a big deal. Let's go to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. The Quran is virtually the story of Musa. Whether you're reading a long surah or a short surah, Musa will just come in. Musa will just come up. But who is this Musa? Musa was mentioned almost everywhere in the Quran. But no mention of Musa's wives and children. We know that he married. No mention of the wife's name, no mention of what the wife did, whether good or bad, but only mention was made of Musa and Musa alone. If this program is not being recorded, please let us start recording. I just made a mistake now. What I was recording just got deleted. Now, please let us preserve it. Another person can please record. And whoever has been recording should kindly send it to me. Thank you. So Musa was not mentioned with family, but Musa was a successful person. He was one of the greatest persons that we know in Islam. Let's look at Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Muhammad had Khadija as wife for 2 decades. But after Khadija, he married other wives. And what we know is that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had children only by Khadija and our mother, Maria the Copt. Maria the Copt had only one child, Ibrahim, who was said to have died on Eid day. But all the children of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam died except Fatima. Only Fatima survived him. This is not a thing that a great man ordinarily deserves. This is not a thing we expect Allah to do to a man that he loves, that loves him, that served him, that was praised as the best. So this is an example of what happens to the families of great men. Isa alayhi salatu wasalam was not, old enough. He died at the age of 33 according to people, but then he never really had any family. There was no family mentioned for our teacher, Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. We can go on and on and on. The point here is that when you have crisis in your family, consider the crisis as normal. But in your management of your family, consider posterity, consider who gains and what sustainable benefits people we have from your problems. We have repeated this several times that if Abraham had not managed his crisis very well, Makkah would not have been established. If you had insisted that the first wife must go, like many of us would have done, there will have been no Makkah. And then she will still have had only one child. And the first wife could still have had a child or could not have had a child. And the nations would not have been established. If Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam had insisted on using the second wife to torture the first wife, every good thing that has happened to us will not have happened to us. So those of us who are polygamous, we must be careful, learn a great lesson here. Once you marry a second wife, you have offended your first wife fundamentally, and you don't expect the cooperation as before, but you should do what Ibrahim did. He did not take side with the new wife. He considered the first wife as a sister and treated her as an integral part of her. She did not enjoy equal treatment with the new wife. Anybody that thinks that he's going to treat women equally is a comedian. Because in this case, Ibrahim did not treat Hajara exactly the way he treated Sarah. He treated Sarah specially and then almost maltreated Hajara. The same thing with Ibrahim, with our teacher Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even in death, he made Aisha to be jealous of Khadija. Even in death, he would stand up for his daughter, Fatima, because she looked like her mother. He would stand up for anybody that was related to Khadija. It got to a point that Aisha became so jealous and she had to say, well, we heard that this woman that you are so devoted to was twice widowed, and she was an old woman. And the president said, yes, but she gave me all my children. And case closed. Case closed. So this is it. Anybody that thinks that the new toy, second wife, third wife, fourth wife, they are toys. When you think that your new toys are better than the old toys, then you're joking, because the new toy will not last before it gets damaged. By the time you come back to the old toy, you will come back in shame. Let us be extremely careful. So tonight, as we prepare to sacrifice our animals, let us look at today as the best day. Just like Lailatul Qadr is the best night. Today was the day Allah completed Islam for us. The Prophet was on Arafah, and it was a Friday. And today is the day that most people are taken out of hell and admitted into Al-Jannah, especially the Ujjaj, except the Ujjaj that come back and commit shirk and get themselves out of Al-Jannah. May Allah save our Ujjaj from this kind of fitna. Let's look at tomorrow. Tomorrow is Eid, inshallah, is the day of family, is the day Allah rescued Ismail from death. And so it is the day to honor firstborn, first male child. Our fathers used to hand over their families to their first male child on Eid day. The way they do it is to make them slaughter the ram. And when they do, they make them preside over the family meeting by making them distribute the animal and gradually make them take over to honor first male child. It is also the day to honor the women that gave birth to the children. It is the day to show love. It is the day to pray for children, and it is the day to make the angels jealous by trooping to the Eid ground, male, female, and children, whether they are menstruating or not. It is the day when we take 1/3 of our sacrificial animal and enjoy it. The day we enjoy it as much as we can. It is not a day of complaint. When we don't have money, it is the day we share with those who have money happily and joyfully. So we ask Allah to preserve us beyond tomorrow. The summary of what we discussed tonight are as follows. 1, a great man is not usually a great family man. 2, a great man usually have family issues. But family issues are not sins, and they are not consequences of sin. They are not also crimes, and they are not consequences of crimes. They are not indicators of your weak or zero piety. And whatever you succeed in achieving in your family is not a reward for your piety. It's not. Everything should be taken as fitna. إنما أموالكم وأولادكم فتنة والله عنده أجر عظيم. Your wealth and your children are fitna. With Allah is mighty reward. May Allah reward us mightily. We have gone through history and found that most great men have issues. Those who have money and who are great children of great fathers will not have children like Sulaiman. So you have to choose. Nobody has everything. And this principle is maybe scary, but it's also true. Kò kí ń dùn, kó pọ̀, kó pẹ́. Kì í dùn, kó pọ̀, kó pẹ́. That is, it cannot always be rosy, blissful, sweet, you enjoying everything in life. If you will be enjoying everything in life, it will not be plenty. It won't be plenty. And if it is plenty, you have all the number of wives you want to marry, you have all the number of children you want to have, all the professions you want them to be, all the riches of this world you want to be in their pocket, all the cars you want to ride, all the houses you want to build. Then you should be prepared to go early. Because it cannot be sweet, plenty, and long lasting. Kì í dùn kó pọ̀ kó pẹ́. Torí wípé ó pọ̀, ó pẹ́ fún Ibrahim, ó dẹ̀ padà dùn ní ó ṣe pọ̀. Ẹ wo Ibrahim, ọmọ méjì péré àti grandchild kan. Ó lówó, bọ̀tẹ̀mí ègún. Ẹ wo Suleiman, ó pọ̀, ó dùn, but kò pẹ́, kò dẹ̀ tó aṣọ mọ́ ń bẹ̀. Gbogbo nǹkan ló wà ń bẹ̀, kì í dùn kó pọ̀ kó pẹ́. Ìkan lè máa fọwọ́ mú o, ìkan ò ní sí ń bẹ̀. Tó bá dùn tó pọ̀ kò kí ń pẹ́, tó bá dùn tó pẹ́ kò kí ń pọ̀. I ask Allah to put barakah in all our affairs. I just wanted to break the jinx of not doing this because it is Salah. I can understand why we are not so many. We were 40 at the peak. I sincerely appreciate everybody that struggle. You know, after this very stressful fasting today, especially our women. Let me see my daughters. Alhamdulillah. I appreciate you all. Latifa, Aisha, Ganiya again. I appreciate Grandma, Amida, Asanat, Mumukuwa Toko Enisha, Latifa. I appreciate everybody. And my dear daughter Mansura Mustafa, I appreciate everybody. Nafisa, where is Arafat? I appreciate you because there's a lot of work going on here, and I think it is not limited to my own family. Women have been working, all my daughters have been mobilized from their husband's house. They've been here, they just left. One of them is still here. She has not left for their own house. I can understand what you have gone through today to still courageously join this program. I want to stop here so that you can enrich it. You can ask questions where necessary and I can answer. You can give me further insight and I will respond to you. Once again, whoever has kindly recorded this should send it to me because I lost what I recorded. Akulu kawali azza wa astaghfirullah wa lakum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to see your hand. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay. Okay, YouTube. Okay. Nobody is raising your hand, Jini.
Bóyá ọdún ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà.
You know, as a teacher, if you deliver a lecture and there is no question, your impression will be like that. They didn't understand. So thank you for the YouTube link that has been copied and we're going to see what we can do. Thank you very much, Aisha Amin.
Two people have their hands on, sir.
Global Surura, let's hear you. The Brazil candidate. Grandma, let's hear you. And if you are not coming on time, okay, brother Razak Adedayo. Global Surah is not forthcoming. You are raising your hand now. We are saying you should talk. You are not talking. Talk. Can we close the program if they are not forthcoming?
I think we can do that, sir.
Okay, Gloria Surura could not unmute. Yeah. Kodun kopo kope.
Hello, I'll phone is.
Àyàn máa ń ṣàdúrà pé kódùn kó pọ̀ kó pẹ́ ni torí wípé a observe pé kì í sábà dùn kó pọ̀ kó pẹ́. Pàápàá jùlọ kó pọ̀, ó lè dùn kó pẹ́, ẹ̀mí lè gùn. Ẹni bá ti kọjá 60 ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ ti gùn. But kò likely kó pọ̀ at that age. Kò sígbà yẹn lèyàn máa control bílíọ̀nù mọ́, wọ́n máa dínkù ni. A máa ń ṣe ládùúà ni. Okay. Okay, the host is not allowing them to unmute. Okay. I think I have unmuted Global Surura.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. We can hear you. Go ahead, ma.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khairan. And Eid Mubarak to all of us. May Almighty Allah make it a blissful one. May we witness many more. May He continue to shower His mercy and blessings on us. May He forgive all our shortcomings. As promised that whoever is able to fast on Arafat Day, the first 1 year and the next 1 year sins are forgiven. The Almighty Allah please shower us this. Yes, I was not going to respond because when you are recognizing people and I have to do, you did not recognize me. You even recognized my, but you did not recognize me.
I said, Grandma. You are the only grandma that I know.
Mama Posimi is a grandma too, and she's on the platform.
Oh, I didn't see her.
I mean, that's only you recognize that when you say grandma.
You are the only official grandma on this platform.
Alhamdulillah. So my own contribution that you said it's not usually like that, but there's a Yoruba saying that I have seen the other side, that generally they say but I have witnessed so many women that are grandparents and parents who have been lucky to have Jeriomo and they have Jeriomo. So I want you to really, delve into that, because some people, very few people will be lucky that it will be done. It will do, it will pour, and it will pay. We have examples of people dying at the age of 80-something, 90, and they are so wealthy, very comfortable, and with many successful children. So usually things like this are relative, but the Almighty Allah give us the best of this world, and because we are Muslims, we are sure that whatever we enjoy here is just minute, the minutest compared to what we are expected to enjoy in the hereafter. And this brings me to the issue of having beautiful brides thereafter that men will enjoy, and then the women too will be like beautiful brides, queens in the hereafter. So if this is the case, why should we bother if a man decides to marry several when we know that okay, the enjoyment is going to have here, we are going to enjoy too in the hereafter? And why should a man too bother to have so many wives when you know that beautiful virgins are waiting you in the hereafter? I think this should give us a contentment that whatever we have, we should just be contented with it, with the hope that Allah has something better for us in the hereafter. May Almighty Allah forgive our shortcomings, and may to bless our imams and affairs that are teaching us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Jeriomo is relative. Most people that we think Jeriomo, if they tell you the other side, you are likely to change your mind. And we have no access to all the data. But what is certain is that before our parents made that observation, they have made their survey and they have seen that on the average, it does not happen. And what we should just say, because there are indicators that it does happen, is that it is relative. This is just what we should say. You can be looking at somebody from afar. For example, let me amuse you. Many people feel that I'm a very rich person. And their funny reason is that I'm in the public, I'm in the media, and so on. So they think I cannot be a poor person. It's a wrong assumption. And unfortunately for me and for them, there is no material evidence for my poverty. There is none. I'm a professor and so on. So if I tell them they are wrong, I would definitely be the one that is wrong. You don't understand. If I tell them that this professor is a struggling person, he doesn't always have money, his salary finishes in 2 days, he goes to the bank only once in a month to collect it or to transfer, and that's it. There's no way anybody will believe this. Now, my wife, like me, is very fashionable. We are very fashionable. Whoever sees my wife outside would think that, yes, what do you expect? The husband is rich and so on and so forth. And then they will not know that I hardly have contribution to her outfit. I hardly do. She's on Arch, not on my account. Not on my account. Somebody, I mean, it's a national assignment. She's on Arch to work as a nurse. And whoever knows that my wife is on Arch will wonder how many millions I've spent on Bibwa Sirini. Now, when people enjoy Bibwa Siri, it is not very easy for outsiders not to see it the way it is. They will see that enjoyment. So many people, for example, in the light of what they can see, have wondered why I remain a monogamist. And so this is an example. I'm telling you about my own life. That to many people, Odun, Okpo, Okpe, but to many now, my wife has enjoyed Otijeriomo, but it's not so. So we can only safely say that this Jeriomo Jerioko is relative. It is not absolute. May Allah give us the understanding. As for the second concern, realistic intelligence, emotional intelligence management. Ordinarily, an average man is polygamous. He wants to taste women naturally. Every man wants to taste more than one woman. But the faithful man takes it as, like I said, well, even if I'm not able to do so, I have 70 virgins in Al-Jannah. There is nothing that Allah promises that He will not fulfill. But if we get to Al-Jannah and there are things that are better than these virgins, we will not remember that. What are the virgins that we are talking about? And what is very clear in the Quran is that the wives will be with the husband in Al-Jannah. Allah does not mention mothers. Allah did not say mothers. They will enter Al-Jannah with their mothers. They will enter Al-Jannah with their husbands. So because of wives that will not have children, so what will happen if they have no children? If only children will enter Al-Jannah with their mothers. So Allah did not say that. Allah said women will enter Al-Jannah with their husbands, and children will enter Al-Jannah with their fathers. So you'll be born, even if you don't have a child, you will be born. So if you are born by a man, you will enter Al-Jannah with him. And if you marry to a man, you enter Al-Jannah with him. And everybody will have a spouse in Al-Jannah. And the guilt will have been removed. Envy, jealousy, and the rest of them will have been removed from us. So there is no jealousy. There won't be jealousy in Al-Jannah. Once we enter, we will not feel anything. The normal thing that we feel that make us, the things that make us misbehave and so on, will not happen. This will not happen to us. So we are in good hands in Al-Jannah. May Allah make us in of Al-Jannah, meet us into Al-Jannah. That is more important. So we will manage our jealousy and our natural craziness while in this world, and then we will hope that once Allah admits us into Al-Jannah, all the troubles will be over. Oh, Allah Ta'ala alam. So, Brother Abrazak Adedayo, are you withdrawing? Brother Abrazak Adedayo, are you withdrawing?
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. I was unable to unmute before that, so I've been trying. Said only.
You send the message. If the husband permits his wife to cut her hair, she has not done anything. She has not done anything wrong because the husband has permitted her. The hair of the woman is a beauty, it should be made beautiful. But let us remember that the hair plaiting and making the hair beautiful was as a result of what our mother Sarah did to our mother Hajara. So it only became beauty. Ordinarily, women left their hair ordinarily. They are not supposed to shave, except if they have issues with their scalp. So if she cuts her hair and is a woman like her that cuts the hair for her or her son, is okay. Especially if the husband has permitted her. She should be making it beautiful for him. But if for any reason they have the permission to do that, it's okay. They are growing. May Allah make us grow correctly. The national coordinator is not here today. I suspect who is going to take the place of the national coordinator. I wish you all Eid al-Mubarak. I appreciate Ustaz Abdul Razak from UK. I appreciate everybody. May Allah make us do have a blissful Eid tomorrow. May Allah accept our sacrifice, accept our other acts of ibadah. تقبل الله منا ومنكم من advance. ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم وتب علينا انك انت التواب الرحيم. ربنا ظلمنا انفسنا وان لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا واسرافنا في امرنا ثبت اقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا هب لنا من ازواجنا وذرياتنا قرة اعين واجعلنا للمتقين اماما. ربنا اتنا في الدنيا حسنه وفي الاخره حسنه وقنا عذاب النار. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد ان لا اله الا انت ونستغفرك ونتوب اليك. سبحان ربك رب العزه عما يصفون سلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين. فلا كيواني hello. You already have gone. He will come back now. He come and pick you now. Abi is not coming to pick you.